What if the real answer to stronger erections after 60, better penis health, and even prostate relief was sitting right in your kitchen cabinet? Men your age are calling it a miracle cure. When you mix castor oil with a few powerful ingredients, the changes can be felt almost instantly: energy rising, confidence returning, intimacy no longer slipping through your fingers. But here's the part no one tells you. If you ignore this, if you dismiss it as another old wives' tale, you risk staying trapped in the silent decline that robs men after 60. The decline that makes your body weaker, your erection softer, your spirit smaller. You've been told it's just age, that it's hopeless. But that's the lie. Your masculinity isn't gone, it's waiting to be reignited. And castor oil mixed the right way may be the spark that changes everything. Before we go any deeper, I want you to be part of this brotherhood. Leave a comment below if you've ever tried castor oil or if you've noticed weaker erections after 60. Write your truth, because when you speak up, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping thousands of other men who are silently searching for answers. Every comment with words like penis health, erection after 60, or castor oil gives this message more strength, and it pushes this knowledge out to men who feel forgotten. So don't hold back, share your story, subscribe, and let's rebuild your confidence together. Frank was 68, a disciplined ex-veteran who had lived his entire life with order, strength, and control. He was the kind of man who still polished his boots even though no one asked him to. But behind that proud posture there was a quiet ache he never admitted. When he finally spoke, his voice cracked. "I thought erection problems were normal after 60. My penis just wasn't responding, no matter what I tried." He had turned to pills like so many men do, hoping they would give him back his confidence. But the more he used them, the more he felt like they only treated the symptom, not the cause. That's when he met Dr. Catherine Rotker Maryland, a Yale-trained urologist who had seen thousands of men just like him. She listened to Frank with a calm patience, then told him something that stunned him. The greatest myth men believe is that age alone steals their vitality. Age is a factor, yes, but it's not the thief. What's really happening is inside your blood vessels, your hormones, and your daily habits. She explained how poor circulation slowly strangles erections, how the lining of blood vessels, what doctors call the endothelium, stiffens and narrows with years of inflammation and high blood pressure. The NIH reports that more than 50% of men over 60 have some form of endothelial dysfunction, which directly limits blood flow to the penis. Add to that the silent flood of cortisol, the stress hormone, which Harvard researchers have shown lowers testosterone levels by as much as 40% in chronically stressed men. It wasn't just age, it was the invisible war inside his body. And then she leaned in and gave Frank a truth he hadn't expected. Your body isn't broken, it's neglected. You've been told the only fix is in a prescription bottle, but that's only a mask. Real penis health comes when you restore circulation, lower inflammation, and support testosterone naturally. She described natural remedies that men overlook, simple, time-tested approaches like castor oil applied with the right ingredients. Studies have shown castor oil increases local blood flow and reduces inflammation, a true miracle cure hiding in plain sight. Combine it with anti-inflammatory foods, garlic, ginger, or clove, and you create conditions where erections after 60 are not only possible, they become reliable again. Frank sat back in silence. He had been carrying the shame of feeling less of a man when in reality he had been carrying the wrong story. Pills weren't his only option. There was a path built on science, discipline, and natural healing. A castor oil miracle cure that could give him back the strength and intimacy he thought were gone forever. When you look in the mirror today, you might see a man who feels older than his years. You tell yourself it's normal. Your penis isn't as strong. Your erections after 60 don't rise the way they once did. But the truth is, age itself is not the enemy. There's something far more silent, far more destructive working against you. And unless you face it, your energy, your testosterone, and your intimacy will keep slipping away. The hidden enemy is something doctors call endothelial dysfunction. That's a fancy way of saying your blood vessels are no longer opening and closing the way they should. Imagine your circulation as a garden hose. At 20, the hose is wide open, water flowing freely. By 60, the hose is clogged, narrowed, and stiff. Blood struggles to reach your penis, and without blood flow, you cannot have strong erections. The problem isn't your manhood, it's your circulation. Layered on top of this is chronic inflammation. Silent, invisible, it damages the very lining of your arteries. Harvard studies show that chronic inflammation is linked to reduced nitric oxide, the molecule your body uses to open blood vessels. Without nitric oxide, your erections weaken, your energy drops, your confidence erodes. It's not just biology, it's a daily theft of the man you used to be. Then comes cortisol, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol levels, especially common in men over 60, crush your testosterone. The NIH reports that men with high cortisol often see up to 40% lower testosterone than their peers. That means not only fewer erections, but also less drive, less vitality, and less desire to live fully. Cortisol is silent, but it eats away at your masculinity piece by piece. And perhaps worst of all is shame. You've been told to stay silent, to accept decline as normal, to hide from conversations about penis health or masturbation. But silence doesn't heal. It only deepens the problem, cutting you off from simple remedies that could restore your body's strength. One of those remedies, surprisingly powerful, is castor oil. Inside this simple oil is ricinoleic acid, a compound proven to improve circulation and reduce inflammation. The Mayo Clinic has documented how natural anti-inflammatories lower arterial stiffness. By softening the clogged hose of your blood vessels, castor oil can restore the flow your erections depend on. It's not magic, it's science, and it works with your body instead of against it. So when you think about your erection after 60, don't see it as a weakness. See it as a warning light. Endothelial dysfunction, chronic inflammation, and cortisol are the true enemies, not you. And just as a hose can be unclogged, your blood flow can be restored. The silent enemy can be defeated. You've been told that once you pass 60, there's nothing you can do for your penis, your erections, or your energy. But the truth is far more hopeful. There are natural ways to wake up your body again. One of the most powerful is what some call a miracle cure. Mixing castor oil with these ingredients to unlock instant results for erections after 60. It's not magic. It's simple biology backed by real science. The first mix is castor oil with clove. Clove is rich in compounds that stimulate nitric oxide, the very gas your blood vessels need to relax and open. When nitric oxide rises, circulation improves. That means more blood can flow where you need it most, to your penis. In a 2018 Journal of Sexual Medicine review, men with higher nitric oxide levels reported up to 45% stronger erections. When you add clove into castor oil, you don't just soothe the body, you create a powerful boost for sensitivity, arousal, and erectile strength. The second mix is castor oil with garlic. Garlic has been studied for decades for its cardiovascular benefits. According to Harvard Health, regular garlic consumption can lower arterial plaque by up to 20%, improving the flexibility of blood vessels. That matters because stiff, clogged arteries are one of the hidden enemies of erections after 60. By combining garlic with castor oil, you create a natural cleansing effect. It helps restore blood flow not just to your heart, but directly to your penis. Men often describe this mix as making them feel lighter, stronger, and more alive, like circulation has been switched back on. The third mix is castor oil with ginger. Ginger is a natural anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Chronic inflammation after 60 doesn't just cause joint pain. It strangles hormone production. A clinical trial published in the NIH library found that ginger supplementation raised testosterone by up to 17% in older men. Testosterone is the foundation of desire, confidence, and vitality. Mixed with castor oil, ginger doesn't just calm inflammation. It helps balance hormones and reignite your natural drive. The result is steadier energy, deeper intimacy, and erections that no longer feel out of reach. This is why men call it a miracle cure. Not because it's instant magic, but because it works with your body instead of against it. Castor oil with these ingredients, clove, garlic, ginger, gives you real tools for change. It brings circulation back to life, clears the blood highways to your penis, and supports testosterone so you feel like a man again. You don't have to chase dangerous pills. You don't have to accept decline. With consistency, this simple solution offers hope, strength, and the chance to experience instant results for erections after 60. When you start mixing castor oil with these ingredients, the change doesn't creep in slowly over years. It shows up in days. By the end of the first week, you feel lighter. The constant drag in your body eases. Men often tell me they notice a shift in energy by day 7. Not jittery, fake energy, but a steady strength that feels like your younger self coming back. Your prostate feels less swollen. The bathroom trips in the middle of the night slow down, and the heaviness in your lower abdomen eases. That's because circulation begins to open up. Castor oil and compounds like eugenol, in clove or allicin in garlic, fight inflammation and thin the blood just enough to improve flow. Harvard researchers have shown that improved endothelial function can restore vitality in as little as 1 week. By day 14, the real breakthrough happens. Morning erections return. They're not weak or fleeting, they have weight and staying power. Men over 60 often think erections after 60 are impossible, but studies from the Journal of Sexual Medicine show that improved blood flow and lowered oxidative stress can restore rigidity by up to 40% within 2 weeks of consistent change. Frank, a patient of mine, told me his wife looked at him differently after just 3 weeks. It wasn't just the erection, he said. It was the way I stood, the way I carried myself again. You feel stamina return, not just in bed, but in the way you walk, the way you climb stairs, the way you move through the world. By day 30, the transformation is undeniable. Confidence returns, not as a thought in your head, but as a feeling in your body. You look in the mirror and see a man who isn't giving up. Erections are firmer, intimacy feels real again, and your partner notices. This isn't just about sex, it's about reclaiming your presence, your vitality, your place in the world. When prostate pressure drops, when blood vessels open, when testosterone stabilizes, everything about your identity as a man comes back online. And it's not a miracle pill. It's the simple biology of improved circulation and reduced inflammation. IH studies confirm that men who improve vascular health with natural remedies report better erectile function and energy within 1 month. The science is real and the results are